rabbit hole I've resisted going down for quite a few years now is the Batman Automobilia collection by Eaglemoss, which came out a few years ago. And yeah, it was typical Eaglemoss. You build up a collection, all right? Came with a magazine, came with a model. And in the case of this series, it's Batmobiles from over the years, all right? And here they are. I think it's 1/43 scale, the cars. They come in these lovely boxes, and you can take them out if you want. They're only taped up either side. And you have a little diorama, like this one, where the Joker's robbing a theatre, okay? And they're beautiful models, very, very accurate, beautiful. And it is a total and utter rabbit hole, okay? Because I have resisted, because what I usually say about things like this is, well, there's nothing to do. You just take it out of the box and you put it on your shelf. Yeah, that's true with these, but these are really good. And I had it in mind to start collecting them, and I figured you could stack them one on top of each other, and you would still be able to see inside. But I resisted, I was strong. This is the only one I've ever got, which is Detective Comics 156. The little 4-year-old, 5-year-old in me goes, you need the TV series one. Yeah, but I've already got the Corgi re-released Batmobile from the show, and there was that little diecast I did a video on a few years back. So I've been quite content to just have this classic version of the Batmobile, all right? But just lately, you may have seen in a couple of videos I've done just lately, I've been getting back into the world of Batman, reading a lot of graphic novels, going through my comic collection, doing stuff on my Out the Bat Cave Facebook page, and doing some videos for here, all right? And I had it in mind to do a modelling project. But I'm all modelled out on Batman and Batman villains. I've done a number over the years. Most of them I don't have anymore. But then I remembered these fellas, and it's like I could start collecting them again, couldn't I? You know, the trouble with them is they are too good. There's nothing to do to them. They are perfect. You could weather it or something, but no. I mean, that's a comic book finish. There's nothing to do to them, so that's not a challenge. But I was reminding myself, well, if I did have one, what one would I have? You know, and there are various ones, like the one from the 70s animated series, you know, and some of the like All-Star Batman and Robin version, and, you know, Legends of the Dark Knight version, the 89 Batmobile, etc., etc. But then I came across one, and it's like, right? And it's the Batmobile from The Dark Knight Returns, which is a story that I really, really rate, and I reread quite often. I think this is the original version. I bought this, even though I bought each issue when it first came out. I had the other in graphic novel form. But yeah, when he goes up against the gang leader, he arrives in the Batmobile, although it's more of a bat tank, and it's this lumbering great behemoth of a vehicle which lays into the gang. And I love how it's got a bendy neck to lean down and look at the gang leader. But terrific design, always liked it. And yeah, unfortunately, I stumbled across it, and there was one going for sale, minus the magazine, but it was for sale. I can't remember how much it was. It was about £20, which is more than what I would pay for one of these. What I hadn't realised, it's just arrived, and the box weighed a blooming ton. And that's because, bringing that Batmobile, it is a behemoth, you know? It's huge, and it weighs a ton. I have no idea if this is solid or what, but it is a big old chunky boy, All right. So looking at the photos on eBay, it's just plain grey. Now, yes, on the illustration, it's plain grey. But this is clearly plain grey plastic, all right? And it looks very plasticky. So, new modelling project. Take him out the box. I don't know whether I need to do any work on it, but most definitely a repaint and a dirtying down. I mean, he's on a construction site or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to open him up, take him out the box, take him out, and let's see what I've got. Okay, took him out of the packaging, took the lid off, and the backdrop fell out, but that's really nifty. It's a lenticular backdrop, really, really smart. Good shot of the mutant leader there. All right, so that's that. And yeah, a bit surprised when I got it out. The tracks are actually rubber. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not when I get round to repainting it. Okay, but there's its face. When you see it in 3 dimensions, you can see it clearly is a bat cowl, a bat head. All right, and if we do a compare and contrast, so if we're looking head on at it, pretty identical. The weapons here are here. These ones on the side could be a bit bigger, but that's me being pedantic. All right, and then when you get a side view, if you look at the track arrangement, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. The 3 little wheels are up here. All right. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I'm looking forward to doing this. I think the first step is, because I don't think I'm going to put anything down in here. I'm not going to put extra bits in. When I repaint it, that's all going to be black in there, so you won't see in there. I think the first step to do is put a coat of grey primer on it. I've got to seal this rubber. Otherwise I might see myself having problems in future. So first step then, take this off the base. So I'm in place by 4 small Phillips screws. Take it off the base and prime it. And see what it looks like. I don't know, I can't tell. There is some sort of shading already on it, isn't there? But I want more. And you've definitely got little white lights in there. So it is painted, although it does look like grey plastic. I take it back. That's it's not. Yeah, I'm going to take it off. Yeah, they've got a bit of paint on here. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to think, because now I'm thinking about it and now I'm looking at it more and more. It has already got weathering on it. Maybe instead of painting it, I'll just accentuate it. But it is a question of, will paint stick on those tracks? I don't know. I'm going to have a ponder. Okay, with him detached from his base, I can take a better look, and I'm not going to spray it primer, because what I thought was bare plastic isn't. It is a matte grey. It has got weathering on it. The headlamps or whatever they are already picked out. The rubber tracks are painted. So I'm going to tweak it. As I say, I'm going to be putting black down in here. I'm going to repaint the tracks. The only problem with that is, I think they'll be fine with a Games Workshop colour, but if I try using Tamiya, because of, you know, the ingredients to Tamiya paints, I don't think it's going to go well with the rubber. So I'm sticking with the bog standard Citadel acrylics. All right. And then I've got to decide what I'm going to do about weathering. Now, there's going to be a lot of mud up and over the tracks, but I've got to think about what I'm going to do in other places. But yeah, because of all that, this is a shorter project than I thought it was going to be. Well, happily, the tracks do take paint. Can you see? Slightly different on those two. All right, so yeah, it's not sticky or anything. And I'm rather surprised because it is a Tamiya colour that I've used, dark iron. Okay, so I'm going to be painting them all with that. The other thing I've done is I've gone in with a fine line pen into the recessed panel lines to just pick them out and darken them down and make them more noticeable. And I'll put some Nuln oil down in the gearings, but it needs a bit more. So yeah, now I'm going to do the tracks, do a bit more weathering there, and yeah, and then I've got to gunk it up, but I'll come back just before gunking. All right, I'm almost finished. What I've done is I've repainted all the tracks, and then I've gone over that in a gunmetal, and also for the flexi neck as well. It's a bit bright today, so you might not be able to see it too well. But also what I've done is I've put a Nuln oil black wash in all the detail everywhere, just to darken it all down. So yeah, almost finished. All I've got to do now is the weathering, which hopefully will make it look a bit more realistic and less toy-like. And that's going to be up and over, in all here, not on the black because that's going to spoil the illusion. Bit on the underside, not too much around his face because I really do like that face. So yeah, practically done. So I'll come back with it finished. Okay, I finished off by applying the mud. So the light is so bright today. It really is. There you go. So lots of sloppy mud I've put on it, all on the tracks and on the underside. But like I say, trying to avoid the face. So that's it. That's us done. I think to finish off, I'm going to put it back in its case and see what it looks like. So here it is put back together, just to avoid too many reflections. I've left the top off. So there we go. Like this now you can see better the mud that I've applied. And I forgot to say the mud that I've applied is by Vallejo, and it's called European mud. And it's designed to be used on World War II, World War I, any type of era battlefield. But I figure it works well for a Gotham City dump somewhere in the future. So very pleased how that's come out. Yeah, and I thought a bit of shininess there, but it works quite well with the background. Nice, fun, quick little project this. I'll just finish by saying, if you're watching this on my Mr. E Models channel, I now have another channel devoted to Batman. You may have seen recently I've been putting up Bat videos here, but I'm now going over there for an awful lot of Batman videos to do with books, comics, paraphernalia, memorabilia, etc, etc. So unless it's a modelling bat project, if you want a bat fix from me, head on over there. I'll put a link below. And oh, sorry, and that's it. That's me done. I think that's me done with the Eaglemoss Batmobile collection, but I don't know. I still keep thinking there's a few I might like, and I I think when I go back and reread graphic novels and comics, I might go, ah, yeah, I want this one. So I may very well be back with a Batmobile review, but if it's not a repaint in any way, it will be on my Batman channel, the Out of the Batcave channel, and not this one. Okay, folks, hope you enjoyed that, and see you again soon.